time on the Robbie and Dad Show, I'm on stage with my dad, where he's going to show me what it's like to work in a theater.
Okay, Robbie, here we are in the design office, okay? We have Chris Brown used to sit over there. He was a legend here at John Abbott. He was the chair for many years, and he was my teacher. And then Joanne sits over there, and she replaced Chris because he retired. And my desk is here. And I'm not really a designer, but I work with designers. And so back there we have a drafting table. The green thing.
What?
Yeah. Okay, that's where we do mechanical drawing. Okay? But we also do AutoCAD. Right? And so AutoCAD here's the Robbie and Dad show. We're going to go to the ground plan. And that's the ground plan here. So this is how the some designers still work with pen and paper, and this is the AutoCAD ground plan for the set that we're talking about for Once Upon a Mattress. Now here's what it looks like when it's printed out. Okay, so over here you have a wall. Okay, over here you have another wall and a bunch of walls with a platform behind and stairs. We're gonna go in the theater and look at all this stuff soon. Okay. And back here, there's a giant wall that's hung up like that. Okay, bud?
Is it suspended?
It is suspended.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's flown. Okay. There's stuff that we won't see, like there's a sign called the Fred sign. There's a circus thing, but you'll see that when you come see the show. And then there's flags. You saw the flags. There are these things here. Okay. So this here is called the ground plan. And then here you have all these measurements, and this is how I find where these things go to make sure that it's right on. Because everybody's depending that I'm going to be building it this way. So this is good for the setup. And if you unroll this guy, this is the actual walls that I'm building.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay, now these are just the ground walls. These aren't the ones that are flown, right? And so we also have this drawing here, which is all the elevations. Okay, so these drawings right here, see all these guys? Are these guys here.
Oh.
See that? And then you have the stairs that we talked about, and then you have this is the bed, and this is the flown elements.
Oh, wait, there's multiple things that are flown?
Yeah, well, this is the back wall. Okay, the back wall is not on this drawing. So from these drawings, I can build a set. Okay, this is just an elevation that shows you how to build it. There's still decisions I need to make. Like, if you see this one here, how am I going to frame this? Okay, so I'm going to use 1x3 lumber, okay, which are sticks of lumber. But how am I going to do the framing? That's up to me. So I decide that. So for that, I do extra work. So all this here is all stuff like, so I decide how to build whatever flats there are. So I decide where all the sticks are and everything. See that? So I decide that. And then once it's all built, that's the production phase. Okay? See the perspective? But this is all one face. It's all, see, there's crenellations here, right? And this here is rounded over. You can see here, see that?
Where?
That's not flat. This is rounded over. It's like the tower that's rounded over.
Oh.
These are all flat because you can tell that they're flat.
Oh, that's what those little, that's cool.
Yeah, that's it. After the design process is figured out, designers start drawings. And then once they finish the drawing and everything's been finalized, usually, I mean, things can change, little things, right? Then they build a maquette.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's a model. That's an exact model, okay, in 1/2-inch scale.
Oh.
So every 1/2 inch equals 1 foot. Okay, so there you see that initial building that we talked about with the perspective. And then the big one with the crenels, and then the rounded tower, and then the half flat.
Yeah.
And then back there is
there's a floaty.
There is a platform, but you don't see it, and there's no stairs. You
Oh,
don't
it's a
need them.
floaty.
And we don't see those stairs. That's why the stairs and the platform. Okay. And then there's the floaty. Okay, so this guy here, right?
Yeah.
is the flown element. So whenever they do a maquette, they like to talk about different scenes. So there's a scene where it comes in, and so you have the extended look of the castle, and so that comes in like that. And then here you have a portcullis. See, and then what they like to do is they like to put an actor. See this actor over here?
Yep.
And that's to suggest the height of the flats. Because directors, when they see things, they want like the idea of how tall it's going to be and stuff like that. Okay?
Yeah.
And look, they even painted the floor
Oh, that's cool.
the way that it is. You know, so everything is there. And one thing that you didn't see, because we're still in the production process, there's going to be a day where they staple vines on. And there's even vines on the upper area.
Oh, it's gonna look cool.
Yeah, yeah. Okay? And that's the maquette. Okay, Robbie. So this is the second process. The second process is setting up the set. Okay? And it has to look like a model that I showed you earlier. So it looks exactly like the model, right? And you set it up according to the drawings that are called blueprints.
Yeah.
Okay? So you look at the stage here, and that's the top view of the set. And then you have another view, but that's only used during building stuff, right? So this part here, what happens is the first thing we do is we come in and we get tape measures, and we measure from a thing called the plaster line, which is this line, and the center line, which is this line over here. You see it right here, okay? And then we measure so for this one I would measure that side, and then it's according to how far back and how far over it is from the center line and up from the plaster line. And then we have those tape marks, and this has already been built. We put it in place, and then off you go. Same thing with this guy, and then all the stairs and all that stuff behind it. This here is a floating element. It's flown in. That means a flyman is going to bring it in it doesn't have to stay there the whole play. So you have different scenes, okay? And of course it's all painted together, and you got the banners and stuff like that. And that's basically it. That's the stage setup part of the, and then there's other things that happen. There's going to be a tech week, and then where we figure out all the sound guys coming in soon. The lighting guy was here. And then we figure all that stuff out, and then we have our first dress rehearsal, of which we have 2, and then we have opening night. Yeah. So this process here is the end of the production week. Okay, so we have the marks on stage, Robbie. We put the 2 ends of the flats, and then once it's in the right spot, we screw it to the ground, and then we put those jacks, which are those triangle pieces that go behind to hold up the set.
Oh, those.
And then once we put another flat onto another flat, it becomes more and more rigid when there's a little angle to it. See, and that's become stronger now. And then we just add the last piece, and we put a jack on that too. Now we go into a thing called the tech week. And then it's the run of the show after the rehearsals. Yeah, so what do you think? Yeah, there's a lot of people who work behind the scenes that you don't see. At the same time, there's the same thing, a production week for costumes people. So they have all the designs, and then they build the costumes, and so they have the similar time scale as we do. And then there's props people. So over there in the wings, there's the bed. So there's a big bed over there. Okay, so the props people built that. Yeah, mattresses. And so they go through the same process as well. And then sound people go through the sound effects they want, lighting people go through the design that they want, and it all comes together. So we don't see those people until Tech Week. I haven't seen what this looks like with lights yet. So that's gonna come next week. So the lighting people have to put up all the lights, like you just saw Peter do it now. He's putting lights for the back, right? And then they have a focus where they put all the lights where they need to go, because against popular belief, we don't just turn lights on and they magically appear. They're all focused, and they'll have different colors, different spots, different types of lights. And then the lighting designer balances it all out. Same thing with sound. The speakers just aren't there. We move speakers in and out of different places, right? And then there's a sound design that's done, and then the actors are mic'd usually. If it's a musical, they're mic'd. If they're singing, that's the big rule, you know, especially if it's a big outdoor event. Indoor, sometimes you can get away without miking, but for musicals, we like to mic. Okay, Robbie, as you walk through the door, okay, keep going, and then look behind you. See the structure? That's all the secret stuff, okay? So you see how thick the door looks? It's actually an illusion. See this? This is just a structure that comes out, and it's only this part that's thick. See that? And it's like a nice, it's a nice seam there, you know? If you look really close, you know, you see that there's another piece of wood going in, yeah?
Yep.
And then for perspective, there's a thing called perspective. This is a forced perspective, you see that? It's really big and then it gets really small, so the arches are like that. And then the crenellations at the top are like that. These are actually flat. See that? It looks like it's painted. It's painted with the perspective of it going back, but it's actually all flat. Luckily for us, the arches, the Gothic arches were not in perspective. That would have been harder to build. This one, we have the same thing over here. See that? It's all the paint job. It makes it look 3D-ish. And then we got the windows here. And we got a little bit of a crenellation at the top with some matriculation action happen. And this is just a half door. See that? And then here, these are like glossed over with gel. Be careful, don't touch it. This is really fragile. We have to tell the actors that. And then back here, we have a whole setup here. We got the lighting guys. See how the lighting, they put all the lighting for the windows? Mm-hmm. So you can do anything you want with that. There's another one down there. There's one for the entrance over here. And over here, you have the stairs going up. See that? You want to go up? Can I go up? See how nice it is? It's like a tree house, exactly. See that? And now when you're up there, it looks like you're, you know, here, let me get to the front. I'm going to see what it looks like. Let's see if you look like a soldier. Oh, yeah. Get closer. That's it. Yeah, that's great. You look like a soldier in a castle. And then you got that other one up there. Yeah, of course. Yeah, because you're going to need some lighting for sure. And then you got the entire flown element over here, Robbie. Come on down. And up there you got the banners, the rows. Now look at this, Robbie. This was just a big wall. This was just a big wall, and it's all independent flats we screwed together. You know, and the secret sauce is always looking at it from behind. When you look at it from behind, you see all the flats, all the independent flats. This was the first thing we built because it needed to be ready for the fly people. And this is how we fly it, with this kind of system over here. See that? Yeah. There's this plate here, Robbie. Yeah. And it's got bolts underneath. And it's got the shackle and the turnbuckles over here to adjust the final size. And then you got the aircraft cable. And it's picked up at all these different points over here. And then it's drilled through like that. See that? So our theater has close to 300 seats, Robbie. And come and look at the mattress, Robbie. Yes, you could, yeah. So check this out. Yeah. This is the bed.
I've been looking at this.
See, this is all independent mattresses.
I noticed something there.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't. It's not a real bed. It's dark back here, but yeah, it's too dark. But it's just empty. It's just empty back there. And this thing actually, Robbie, goes up on wheels. It goes up on wheels and then it comes off of the wheels, so it doesn't roll around. Yeah. So yeah, look at this beautiful paint job, eh? Yeah. This was done just in the last couple of days. Look at this beautiful paint here. See that? It's at an angle with a set. See that? And it matches the overall. Yeah. Yeah, great, Robbie. So what do you say? You're on stage. What do you say? That's it? Okay, say forsooth.
What?
Forsooth.
What?
Just say forsooth. Forsooth.
Yeah.
Wherefore art thou?
What?
Looks good, Robbie.
That's it for now for the Robbie and Dad Show.
He's Robbie.
And he's Dad. If you like our videos, please subscribe and drop us a like.